Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Todd Talks. And Todd Talks, people listen. Hopefully. And I really hope you listen today because at the end of this episode, I am going to be holding a very special contest. So stay tuned for that. Okay? Now, let's get started with our reaction to Ken Masters versus Terry Bogard. I'm going to be very simple in my reaction. Very elegant, I suppose. I was right. I was right. Oh yeah, bring it around town. Bring it around town. Yeah, I was right. Back in the win column, baby. Terry Bogard totally killed Ken, and I'm really, really happy. Yes, I am. My throat is dancing with excitement. I love when I'm right. Now, what I really loved personally was once again with when I do have a correct prediction, it seems like I do get some of the reasons why. Um, Terry was a better fighter. He had better skills. He had more power, and more importantly, he has defeated his bad guys all on his own. That makes me really, really happy because I noted a lot of that, and even with me not knowing like the what was it called, the Hakio Sasuken or something like that. And I didn't even know about that, which is weird because the guide I was on for Terry was incredibly detailed, and yet they didn't mention that at all. But even without that, I still think he could have, beaten Ken, but that's neither here nor there. So the fight itself was actually rather beautiful. Very simple, very Street Fightery, and I approve of that. Um, it really just brings into question what the heck was that Cammy Sonya Blade fight? Because while obviously not the most detailed 2D sprites ever, it was easily on par with various other 2D fights and everything. Both Terry and Ken were good, and they even worked in some cool animations that really, really sold the fight. Oh, and Dan died again. Poor stupid Dan. Um, it was just a good fight. It showed their power. I'm not gonna fault the voice acting because it's clear that they use like the voices from the games, and they can only do so much with those at times. Like look at Ragna versus Soul Bad Guy, who I'm pretty sure they got almost sued because of the voice of Soul Bad Guy, but I don't hold me to that. But yeah, it was just a nice little fight. I don't know why these battles recently have been so short, but they have been. So take that as you will. Um, yeah, but it was a good fight. I'm happy that Terry won, and it was a good fight, and I'm just glad I was right. I'm glad that I'm back on the win column. I'm glad the fights are once again better because we've had these weird fights recently, and it just makes me sad. But whatever. So next we have Amy Rose from Sonic Lore versus, wait for it, Ramona Flowers from Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I really didn't see this coming. Now, I'll be fair, I don't know Scott Pilgrim as much as I probably should. I know it's been a comic/graphic novel, it's been an anime, it's been a video game, and of course a live-action movie starring Michael Cera. Yeah, I'm not gonna go any more about that one. But yeah, Ramona Flowers. It's just this makes me excited because even though I like Amy, we've done like all the Sonic characters. Okay, we've done Sonic, we've done Tails, we've done Eggman, we've done Knuckles, and we've done Shadow twice. Okay. So having Amy in there, it's nice, but I don't think it was necessary. But then they throw in Ramona Flowers, and all bets are off. Because I was curious about who they were going to pick, right? So my first thought was King Dedede because that's what they did in DBX, and I think some people had a problem with that fight. But then they said the whole, you're not going to guess who it's going to be. And so I was reading the comments on the Terry Bogard fight, and they were like, well, what if it's Nora from Ruby, and Nora Valkyrie? And I was like, that's not bad, but Nora also has a grenade launcher. Her aura would easily eclipse all the damage that she could take. And, Nora is like a beast in combat. I mean, she was the one who knocked Yang into the air for over 100 seconds with a stick that had a turkey head. Like she like a, like the turkey you eat for Thanksgiving, she like put a stick in that and used the turkey to knock Yang into the air. That's how strong Nora is. So I'm like, yeah, that's not a good fight. Then I was like, what if we take it from like a lover's perspective, because Amy loves Sonic, she wants to be his bride, right? And then that would lead to Harley Quinn, but the Harley uses guns, and all she would need was one lapse of judgment from Amy, and she shoots her to heck. So with Ramona, it's actually, I think, a little bit more of a balanced playfield. Again, I don't know all about Ramona. I'm literally being vague here because I don't know much, and even though I know Amy much better, I don't know her full capabilities. So I'm keeping it there. But this is going to be a fun fight, I think, and it looks like it's going to be 3D because this is how they do it. 2D, 3D, 2D, 3D. They have done strings of 2D fights, and they could do that for Amy, but something tells me they're going to go 3D. So we'll just have to wait for the previews and go from there. But I have gone from not excited for this fight because I didn't need another Sonic character so soon after Shadow. I mean, it's only been a few fights. Let's see, it was Shadow versus Mewtwo, then it was Red versus Blue, right? And then don't tell me. Oh, don't you hate it when that happens? Dang, I'm completely. Oh, Cammy versus Sonya. Okay, so there you go. Red versus Blue, then Cammy versus Sonya, which led to Tracer versus Scout, which led to Ken versus Terry. So that's only been 4 fights since our last Sonic character. So I'm just really interested in how they pick the order of these fights because there's been some really weird placements. So that's the next fight, and I'm very interested, especially seeing once I research Ramona in deeper detail to find out whether I think she can take down Amy. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am a comic book writer, and I'm actually getting ready to release the next issue of my comic series, Guardians. Actually, it's coming out at the time of this recording this upcoming Saturday. And I thought it'd be a fun idea to attach contests to these death battle videos of mine, my Todd Talk videos. And if you're a comic fan, I encourage you to play, because if you do get the following thing right, I will give away some free comics. Digitally, of course. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to test your death battle knowledge. Okay? So this is for you diehard death battle fans out there. I'm going to ask us a question. Then the first person who replies in the comments on the YouTube page, so watch this, hear me say it, on the YouTube page, if you get it right, and I don't know if you get it right, obviously, you get some free comics. Sound like fun? Okay. First question. Now listen to the full question, okay? What is the only unbeaten franchise to have survived Death Battle? Let me repeat that. What is the only undefeated franchise to have survived Death Battle? By that I mean they have been in fights and they have won. Now, there's a catch to this. They have had to have been in at least 2 fights. Okay? So, what are... Actually, just realized there are 2 franchises now that have that staple. So what are now the 2 unbeaten franchises in Death Battle? Okay? So, figure it out. Message it in the comments. And the first one to get, I will comment about who was right. And I will get you some free comics. So, with that, I am ending this episode of Todd Talk, our 26th episode. I thank you for watching. I hope you will enter our contest. If you made it this far, I know you were listening. And I will see you around.